Lillian Biting. Lillian played with us all 4 years that she was eligible, and she's quite possibly the most improved player out of the 8th grade players on the team. From her first practices, where she was initially intimidated but then pleasantly surprised in how the older players were both welcoming and encouraging, Lillian continued to improve both with her skills and her aggressiveness. Lillian carries a quiet self-confidence and was willing to go in no matter the size of the opponents or whether or not it was snowing, 29 degrees, and like 15-mile-an-hour winds. She was ready to go. When I think about Lillian, I remember an efficient scoring threat. She was always kept an eye on staying onside. She had the vision and composure to play a drop pass when needed. On the field, she knew where to be and was aware of where everyone else was, so she maintained good spacing and was an open target for her teammates to pass her the ball. When she was off the field, she was a chatty, encouraging teammate, and of course, she was the sweetest and the most nurturing to the younger players. Lillian, it was an absolute pleasure to coach you, and you will be missed next year when you head to Lafayette. Maddie Fortune. Maddie first played for us in 6th grade. She took a year off in 7th grade to explore some other sports, but she came back to her senses in 8th grade and rejoined the team and was set for her breakout season. From her very first practice this year, she confidently assumed the role of an 8th grade leader. She helped lead warm-ups and was not afraid to tell the younger players to focus or encourage them in the drills. Maddie is a natural-born defender. She's fearless and she's physical. She's also a great defender because of how vocal she is. She'd communicate with her teammates, directing them where to go or telling them, "I got it." Speaking of that, she would literally charge an opposing player with no regard to her own personal safety or theirs, and either calmly dispossess them if they backed off at all, or she'd just boot it if they didn't. It was just awesome to watch. Such an intimidating presence, which is ironic because she's quite the opposite off the field. I remember being shocked the first game seeing her play defense, and I clearly remember looking at the other coaches with like this ear-to-ear grin every time she thwarted an opposing team's attack. So Maddie, we will miss you so much next year when you move on to the Academy at Henry Clay, and our defense will just never be the same without you. Much love.
Juliet Longbottom has played soccer at TLS for 3 years. In the 6th grade, she got to play in the game with the snow. She endured through it, but it was so cold that she thought she might have frostbite. In the 7th grade, we played a game in Frankfurt and it was very, very hot. Almost none of the 8th graders were there, so we played down and played 9 versus 11. Juliet stepped up big and scored a goal to help us win the game. This year, when we had our last practice before the break, it started to storm. Juliet loves playing in the rain and had so much fun at that practice playing in the mud. She will miss being in the locker room together with her friends and teammates before games. Juliet has developed so much as a soccer player during her time wearing the green and white. Her confidence on the ball has grown immensely. She has some of the best vision and spatial awareness. Juliet stepped up as a leader and became more vocal and motivated. She always helped the team start practice and get organized. We will miss your positive attitude and drive when you're playing at Sayre next.
Natalie, we're going to really miss you. The word that comes to mind when I think about you is tenacity. You never backed down, whether it's a practice or a game. You came with the same intensity and tenacity every single day, which made you a better player and made our team stronger as a result. I remember last season when we played against a really good team, and their center mid was controlling possession, winning the 50-50 balls. And at this point in the season, Gigi was out because of injury, so we need someone to step up and fill that place. We turned to you. We asked you, Natalie, can you go in? Can you be physical? Can you win this 50-50 balls? Can you control possession for us? You said, I got it. You win, and you did just that. That's what we're going to miss most about you, Natalie, is your tenacity and your intensity that has really helped you grow as a player. Thank you so much for everything you've done for this program. We love you. We're going to miss you. Good luck next year, Catholic.
Abby Rubin played with us all 4 years she was eligible, and she was really stepping up as an 8th grader at the beginning of this season. She was always pushing herself and her teammates to look sharp during warm-ups and stay focused. Abby is energetic, she's eternally positive, she's so scrappy, she's coachable, she's eager to learn and improve, she's unafraid to ask questions, she's just 100% in 100% of the time, and she even and Meg's Carolina in this year. My favorite memory of Abby was last season during a game when she kept flinching and pulling her arms up in like this defensive posture, like any time an opponent would wind up to kick a ball in her direction. It's like they were kicking a bomb towards her. So the next time she was subbed out, I had us throw a soccer ball at each other for about 5 minutes. We both were just pegging each other, and we both ended up with like a little bit sore, but she was a little less duck and cover after that. Abby, we will really miss your attitude and your team spirit so much next year when you move on to Sarah. We love you. We'll miss you. Bye.
In her 4 years on the TLS pitch, Caroline Leach has quite a few memories. She will miss playing against TLS with her club team because it was always a fun challenge and she loved getting to play against her friends. In the 6th grade, the game in the snow was so cold that she could barely feel her toes the entire game. And her most amazing memory was getting to share the field with her sister because she looks up to her as a player and learns so much from her. Caroline will miss getting to hang out with her best friends during practice and doing something outside of school. As a 5th grader, she was a bit terrified, but she experienced how willing to help and supportive the older grades were. She loved being able to return that support and encouragement to the younger players this year, even for the short season that we had. Caroline is appreciative of coaches and how they supported her and made everything fun, even conditioning. Caroline is a hard worker and a terrific leader. She is encouraging to others, does the little things that make a big difference, and always asks what she could do to help out at practice. We will miss you next year as you move on to Henry Clay.
Kate, I remember watching you play when you were in the 6th grade. I remember watching a player and thinking, wow, that player is really fast. A couple days later, wow, whoever that is not only fast, but incredibly athletic. Little did I know you were only in 6th grade at the time. So from that point on, I always knew you were going to be a really good player. But I didn't know you were going to become an intangible defender and a great vocal leader for us on the field. You did this through your hard work and your dedication. During the games, we always loved watching you chase down the attacker. They would take a big touch and out of nowhere, bang, you'd come and steal the ball. Not only would you steal the ball, you would take it from them and then you'd find our player and keep possession of the ball. It was brilliant. So much fun to watch, so much fun to coach. We love you. We're going to miss you. It was a joy to coach you. Good luck at Catholic.
Caroline Ann has played soccer at TLS for 4 years. Since her first practice in the 5th grade to her last one in the 8th grade, she has loved every minute of it. She will always remember her first student versus teacher game when Miss Tellich wrapped her arms around Caroline Ann so she couldn't get the ball. The game in the snow in the 6th grade was so cold that it was unforgettable. She remembers the game in the 7th grade when she launched a rocket from half field and sent the ball over the goal. According to Caroline Ann, part of what makes TLS soccer so great are the coaches. They made us smile at every practice and they gave all the 8th graders a lot of leadership. Caroline Ann came to each practice and game with the same attitude, intensity, and desire to improve. She was always coachable and wanted to step up as a team leader. Her speed and skill were a lethal combination, blazing down the sidelines. Caroline Ann will be playing soccer next year at Lexington Catholic, but just know the doors will always be open for you to come back and visit us.
Ella, we're going to really miss you next year. You came to every practice with a great attitude and you're always so coachable. You said in your survey your favorite memory was when both teams went undefeated and you and your teammates poured water over the coaches. I agree. That was also one of my all-time favorite memories. This also shows me that you put the team above yourself. This isn't to say you didn't want to get better. In fact, you'd often come to me or another coach and ask, what can I do to get better? This shows me that you not only want to get better, but you wanted the team to improve as well. Ella, we're going to really miss you next year. We love you. We wish you nothing but the best. Good luck.